Okay, final phase for my high school tennis athletes. This is the power phase. We're going to show you day one, the max power day. Today it's going to be really just a big focus on rate of force production at moderate and really light load. So I want to just maximize that force potential for use on the tennis court. I'm going to start with some self-myofascial release. I'm going to go on the medial part of my forearm. You can do this on a table or on the floor here. This is a big one that we'll use a lot to prevent or reduce the occurrence of tennis elbow. So we're just going to kind of be nice to all these areas of the forearm on the medial side. Even though tennis elbow occurs on the lateral part of the elbow, this is usually a big precursor to this, get some medial forearm tightness. And then we're going to roll the TFL and adductors. So TFL, lateral quad, start at the pelvis. We're going to roll down to the knee, and then back, nice slow controlled tempo. Okay, repeat on the other side, and then we're going to get into the adductors. I'm going to bend my knee if I want to get the max, and keep taking my foot off the ground if I want to get maximum tension. Roll all the way up to the pelvis, and then if it's too much, I can kind of keep my foot on the ground. But at this phase, or this stage, the athlete's going to have a lot of tolerance for foam rolling. So then we're going to go into our dynamic warm-up. This replaced our static stretching and active stretching. We just had a friend run through the camera there. The core balance is going to be worked into this, so there's no separate core and balance portion of this program. So I'm going to go with an anterior lunge. Okay. Hands on the inside of my foot, and I'm going to do a rotational reach up, and then go ahead and get out of it tall, travel forward, rotational reach up. So good movement through the hamstring, adductors, thoracic spine, a nice big bang for buck exercise. And I'm going to go into some inchworms here, or walking out to get some walkouts to hip flexion. So I'm going to get my hands out as far as I can, activate the core here, and then keep my legs straight, flex the hips, drive the heels down, get the gastric hamstring, even into the glute, low back area. Okay, then walk out again, and walk myself up for the required number of reps. All these I held that one kind of long. I wouldn't hold that one that long normally for dynamic stretch. I just want to kind of move with rhythm on all these. Then I'm going to take another anterior lunge to an overhead reach and then go into a leg cradle. So I'm going to go anterior lunge, overhead reach, drive through my right hip, nice and tall. My leg cradle, get those external rotators of the hip, then transition, drive up, strong with my left leg, nice and tall, into the leg cradle. Then I'm going to move on to a slow crawl laterally. I'm going to try and cover as much ground as possible. I'm going to cross one arm over the other, under the other, or I can do it opposite where I cross over, do a couple in each direction, and then come back. I really want to reach long, go nice and slow, and cover a lot of ground here. Good core activation, good shoulder activation. I'm going to go a single leg deadlift with a horizontal retraction. So work on a little bit of balance here, but also stretching the hamstring calf, and then working on that posterior medial scap strength. So I'm going to come out of it here. So that would be a little bit long hold for one, get out of it. Okay, then repeat on the opposite side. All right, and then we got I'm going to go a little bit quicker here now for some activation. I'm going to do some base drops with some lateral rapid response jumps, and use the wall over here with some med ball work, and then come back out for some mini hurdles. So I'm going to go into a base drop. Okay, I'm going to throw my arms back into my ready position, good athletic position here, and then on the second go, where you can go on your own, I'm going to push my feet to the side and hold that base for about 5 seconds. Then we're going to come in here. From the base position, I'm going to take a ball that bounces. And just to activate the shoulder girdle now, we're going to do some quick rapid response throws. I'm going to get as many as I can here in the allotted time frame, usually 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to hold here. So try and hold my posture and get as many taps as I can. Usually try to shoot for 2 or 3 a second to get the core and shoulder girdle activated. And then finally, we're going to finish out here with some mini hurdle, some lateral bounds, and then we're going to take these out into a sprint. So these are continuous. Let's say we do 1, 2, 3, and on the fourth one, I'm going to sprint out. Okay? So I'm going to put the hurdle this way so the camera can see, so I don't run into the cameraman. Then I'm going to go push, 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 and as soon as I hit here, boom, I'm out into a sprint. Okay? So, one more time, real quick. At full speed, it's going to go push, 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 push. And then on this one, notice my foot gets back. I'm in a good acceleration position. I'm out in my sprint. All right. Then we're going to come in here. We're going to have a one-arm low cable lift with rotation. Okay, so a low load, high speed lift. I'm going to face the cable. I'm going to work on my left hip into my right arm. So I'm going to reach here, and then on each one I'm going to explode up as quickly as I can under this low load. So it's going to be here, push, recover back under control, push, recover back under control, pull, come back under control. All right, when I was saying push, I meant push through the front leg. Now we're going to go into some speed squats. You can use a barbell, but if you have one of these things, even better. So this will give me how much power I'm producing on each squat. Low load, about 45% of my max. Okay, I'm going to come into my squatting position here and explode up as quick as I can for 3 reps. Ready? That can be done with a barbell also. Then we're going to come into the other room where the wall is. We're going to do three sets of med ball throws. Okay, so I'm going to take a ball that bounces first. Do a throw edge shoulder height, but with a crossover step coming back. So I'm going to go load up at my right shoulder. I'm in my base athletic stance, so slow motion, it's going to be cross. My right foot's going to hit. I'm going to cross back and drive the ball on the wall. Full speed, it's going to look like this. Push, push. Okay, repeat on the other side. So a lot of rotation there at a high velocity. Then we're going to go rotational throws at the hip. The wall is going to be posterior to me. I'm going to take another ball that bounces in my base. I'm going to drive, this is my slow motion version, and then recover into my left pocket. So I'm going to be here. So a lot of rotation. I'm going to push through my left foot here. Ready? Add posterior, and then repeat at the other side. Last one, I'll take a dead ball that doesn't bounce. I'm going to do some vertical throws. These are coming out of the squat or base position, so I'm going to come here. I'm going to load, and then drive up nice and tall. Left hit, reset, load, push it up. I want to push it right through the ceiling on each throw. And then again, you can finish with some cardio. Only different in this phase, shorter intervals but higher intensity. So 30-second intervals versus a minute allow you to get faster into that zone 3 pretty quick and recover down to zone 2 and zone 1. They can be done after the power workout, but preferably maybe on another day. Tennis, high school tennis, max power, day 1.